What up, YouTube? This is Daniel Rucker with Truth Table. Welcome to the table. Today, I'm gonna get in the kitchen. I'm gonna get cooking. You know what I do when I get on this channel. Today's no different. Gentlemen, I need to talk to you. The standards that most men have nowadays are so low. I mean, so low. Most men do not have a general outline of how they want to be treated. And therein lies a problem, gentlemen. See, if you don't know what you expect, if you don't know what to demand, then how do you know how to create certain experiences and exchange and treatment from the very women that you want? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to get into it today. See, one of the things that I've been observing in the last few days over the YouTube, channels and whatnot is this whole idea behind who pays, who doesn't, first dates, are you chivalrous? Does it the man's responsibility? Is it a woman's responsibility? What do we do in the modern time? And see, these questions are only being asked because for so long, we as men have been our position has always been the same. We're the providers. We set the tone. We create the structure. And some of that still is existent today. But some of it has changed, gentlemen. I'm going to tell you why. Because now we're dealing with a market that is women who make their own money, who are industry leaders, and who are creating their own lane. What does that mean? That means that as a man, you now are not dating a sole dependent of a woman. You're dating women who are capable of paying their own bills, making their own plans, being relatively accomplished, experienced, so on and so forth. And see, it's changed the dynamic of how we do this thing called dating and courting. See, some would say that as a man, it is your sole responsibility to pay for absolutely everything, to cover any financial woes or situations that may arise when you're involving yourself with a woman. I, however, have a different sentiment when it comes to how you as a man need to be mindful and strategic when you are out here in this dating market. Mainly because it's expensive to live. It's expensive to entertain yourself. And it's expensive to try to embody or absorb costs for doing something as simple as trying to get to know somebody. So one of the things I wanted to discuss is, as a man, should you feel less of a man if you are observing a young woman in her involvement in her interaction with you when it comes to monetary contribution? I want to sit here and tell you, gentlemen, absolutely not. One of the things and one of the rules that I learned when I've talked to you guys about this several times on this channel in my dating career, is I learned real quick that I had to expect for a woman who was of quality, for a woman who wanted to get to know me, for a woman who seen my value, that seeing of my value was not just in her decision to spend time with me. See, anybody can show up to the party when you pay for the bottles, when you send the limo to pick them up, when you create the venue. Anybody can show up to the party, but not everybody shows up to the party with a gift. And that's what you need to pay attention to, gentlemen. See, if you do something like invite a young lady out, you should be in a position to take care of everything that is going to take place that evening, that day, that weekend, however you do it. But that woman in the modern time should be wise enough, should be selfless enough, and should be woman enough to be asking if you would like her assistance or would like her help. And not assistance and help that is going to be somewhat demeaning to your masculinity, gentlemen. No, that's not what I'm referring to. See, as adults, we understand. And this is something that I used to kick to women, more when I talk to them and counsel them more, which I still do, but I talk to more men than I do women, but women are still involved. Anyway, one of the things I used to often tell young women when this was topic of discussion, because it always used to be some level of confusion, to where they used to always be like, well, Daniel, I'm a woman. If he's a real man, he's supposed to pay. Interesting. So I would ask questions. And see, one of the things I want for the men that listen to this channel and, digest my content is to learn these skills. One of the skills you need to learn, gentlemen, is how to ask certain questions. When you ask the right questions, you get answers, or you get to at least gauge where her mindset is. And one of the questions I used to ask women who claim to be accomplished, who claim to be independent, is I would ask them, when is the last time as a person that you were able to participate in fun, leisure, vacation, or anything of that, that area, and not have to worry about paying for it? When is the last time in your life that you were able to just sit back with your feet kicked up, no concerns, no worries, none of it? They would think for a second, and they would be like, well, and I was like, I'll tell you when it was, ladies, since you don't seem to want to be honest out here. It was when you were a child. And that is what it is, gentlemen. See, you as men have to learn how to have standards if you want women to come up to the standard. What I see a lot of guys do is they're getting all these mixed messages. Okay, if I'm a man, I'm supposed to do this. Okay, if I'm a man, I'm supposed to do this. And some of that is good. Some of the information is good. You as a man have to decide what you're going to take and make a part of your arsenal, make a part of your overall, process of thinking, your own brand. You have to decide that for yourself, as I did and as I encourage you to do. But a part of that is also understanding what is going on with the times. See, a lot of men like to front. A lot of men like to suffer in silence to try to make it seem like, well, I'm a man, I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna do all of this. I'm gonna, pay for everything, and I'm gonna, go broke trying to look like I have more than what I really have. And I'm a man that's all about authenticity. So I know you guys like this. This is story time. Since this particular conversation is about dating and how you should go about it, story time. There was a few years ago when I was actively dating, and there was a young lady that I decided to spend time with. Now, over the course of, I believe it was 3 or 4 dates, if I'm not mistaken, I asked her to hang out, took care of the first date. Asked her to hang out again, took care of the second date. Asked her to hang out again, took care of the third date. But by the third date, not one time did she ever offer to contribute. Now, started paying attention to that, to the point to where I had to sit back and think, well, I'm kind of liking this girl. She's cool. She's chill. I want to further get to know her. But it wasn't making economical sense. And on top of the economics, I wasn't seeing her active contribution for the valuable man that I am. I'm getting to know her. Why am I the only one paying to get to know her? So I, texted her, was like, hey, we need to talk. Give me a call later. Got something to discuss. She was like, all right, cool. And I pretty much gave it to her straight. I didn't sugarcoat it, nothing. Got on the phone. I was like, yeah, how you doing? She was like, oh, I'm good. How you doing? I was like, well, I got a little beef with you. She was like, well, what's your beef? I was like, you're costing me a lot of money. You're expensive. She was like, what? What do you mean I'm expensive? And I said, and I broke it down to her and I gave her the story and I spread it out. I said, when on this journey of us dating, were you thinking about ever at least asking to assist, to help? Because, see, it's one thing to have a woman actually execute her pain. It's another thing for her to not even ask. And I think most men can, would feel the same way and would probably agree that we just want to know that you're willing to. We just want to know that you're considerate. The consideration is the value. That's the gold behind it, the ladies who are listening. And so anyway, we had this discussion. And I pretty much told her, I can't see you as frequently as I've been seeing you because it's not, the way my bank account is set up. Shout out to Kevin Hart. The way my bank account is set up, this is just not going to work. This is not going to work. So anyway, she was offended. Did I care? Absolutely not. Because see, gentlemen, it's not about how they feel. A lot of guys think it is our job to manage a woman's feelings and emotions. I'm here to tell you that is not your job. Your job is to be solid. Your job is to be consistent. Your job is to continue to advance in life, be the best version of yourself, teach her along the way of you learning, and hold her accountable. Her feelings are irrelevant. And a lot of dudes are not going to be bold enough to jump on the camera and tell you that. I'm going to be bold enough to tell you that. I live this in real life. The way she feels about stuff is on her. How she processes her emotions is on her. So anyway, you gentlemen need to start to understand that you have to give women a point of reference, a mark, a goal. And one of the things that you can start doing is something as simple as observing her behavior and her character. See, a woman who values the man that she's spending time with is going to do a series of things, gentlemen. Are you ready? I'm going to give it to you. She's going to show up best suited for the interaction, meaning she's going to come presentable. She's not going to show up, tore up and hair all jacked up or in dirty sneakers. She's not going to do you like that. Why? Because she wants to impress you if she cares. 2, she's going to make sure that she actually makes herself available. She's not going to make it overly hard to get the opportunity to spend time with you. And last but not least, in the event that she does actually, get a chance to involve herself in spending time with you, and she values you and she wants to further pursue this situation, this potential relationship, she is going to show you all that she has to offer. And that even boils down to what she is capable of doing. And that is showing character. That is possibly, potentially contributing. If a woman does not ask or request to assist in a date or, whatever you guys are doing, let's say you guys went to dinner, you had dinner and dessert. Then you went out, to maybe, a nice walk and grabbed some coffee. Then maybe you took her dancing or a movie. If at some point throughout that night, she did not one time ask, hey, I got this, or step in to try to assert herself from a financial perspective, run, gentlemen, run. Because that woman is selfish. And you're better than that. You deserve better than that. Men, you need to sit back and figure out what it is when you're thinking about a woman, when you're thinking about the relationship that you potentially want to have. How do you want to be treated? How do you want to be handled? And that, when you figure that out, gentlemen, you start to adjust your standards and make sure that every woman that you decide to entertain meets the standard. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I'm going to continue to bring this content because I want to see you guys win. I want my gentlemen to experience all that life has to offer. For all my new subscribers, thank you so much. Welcome to the True Table family. I appreciate you. If you have not already done so, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe. And we'll be coming to you with another video really soon. Take care.